Welcome to my online welding training program. I am Albert Idio, that's the accredited trainer and assessor. In this video, we will discuss about prepare weld material. Okay, and oxy-acetylene cutting by means is a chemical process that utilizes the heat coming from the combustion of the mixture of gases such as the oxygen and acetylene in correct proportion to produce a hot flame enough to melt and cut a specific type of metal. Okay, so we have the parts of the oxy-acetylene equipment. We have the cylinder, a regulator, the blue pipe torch, and the hoses. But in the blue pipe torch, we need to identify the parts of the blue pipe torch. The first is the contact tip, the plasma canister, the mixing chamber, mixing bulb, handpiece or handle, the control valve, and the inlet connection. And using the oxy-acetylene, we have the types of flame, the neutral flame. When you say neutral flame, when you say 50, the oxygen, and 50 for the acetylene. So neutral. So carbonizing flame, twice the volume of the oxygen. Then oxidizing flame, twice the twice the volume of the acetylene. Then we have the cutting flame and the acetylene flame. So ibig sabihin, ready na to cut the metal by using the blue pipe torch. And oxy-acetylene cutting operation, attach the oxygen and acetylene regulator. Be sure that inlet are clean. Never tighten the regulators by pulling the gauges kasi masisira yung thread. Then blow any powder in the hoses by tightening the regulator adjusting screw. And then attach hoses to the regulator's outlet and tighten connections. Securely release the tensions of the regulator adjusting screw. Then secure the control and mixing valves are closed. Open the cylinder valve in a little, and when pulling, the pressure is shown on the gauges. Open fully. Then open the acetylene control valve 1/2 of a turn, and the oxygen valve is 1 to full of turn. Then use flint lighter to start the flame. Okay, hindi siya pwedeng gamitin ng mga lighter na pansigarilyo or posporo. So kailangan meron tayong flint lighter lang ginagamit doon para maiwasan natin yung accident. Then use the mixing bowl to achieve the desired flame characteristics. Okay, so proceed to beveling. Ano bang purpose ng bevel? Ba't kailangan ng tapyas ng bakal na hindi natin hayaan lang na wala ng tapyas? So the purpose of bevel is allow the full penetration weld if required. Then gives the electrode or torch tip access to deep lying base metal. Ensure full visibility in open arc process. Then prepares a well-defined uniform container for molten metal. Ensure quality weld. Okay, then we have the parts of the groove. Okay, so the parts of the groove is we have the base metal, then we have the root face, and we have the weld face. Then we have the different kinds of bevel. So, yun ang sinabi ko kanina sa heat-up welding equipment. We have the closed butt joint, open and square butt joint. We have the single bevel. We have the single B, double bevel, double B groove bevel. Then we have a single U, and we have double U. Then we have the single J groove. Then we have the double J. In prepare weld material, we need to identify the consumable material specification. So we have the SMAW electrode composition. Ang electrode is composed of two. So we have the pellet metal, then we have the flux. So what is the purpose of the flux? Act as a shield around the arc. Pag naghihinang ka na, yung flux ang mag-shield from the impurities. Okay, then parts of the flux melts and mixes with the weld metal and floats impurities to the surface that form a slag. It protects the molten metal from air to prevent nitrogen and oxygen from forming impurities in the weld. It slows and hardening rate of metal for better weld result. Reduce resistance to current flow across the arc and improve arc stability. implements the arc and molten transfer characteristics that determine the special applications of the electrode. So those are the purpose of the flux. And now we have to proceed to the SMAW electrode ID system. By using the 6011 electrode or 7018, we need to identify by means of E, X, 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 and X. Okay, so E stands for the electrode, then double X stands for the tensile strength or thousands of PSI. Pag sa 6011 yan, 60 yun ang ibig sabihin ng katapat ng double X. Then proceed to another X or 1, that is the positions of welding. So all positions of welding, we have the 1F, 2F, 3F, 4F, and 1G, 2G, 4G, and also the 3G. Then the last X stands for coating or manufacturer's code. So we have to classify the electrode according to the flux coating. We have the rotile electrode. Ano ba itong rotile electrode na to? Sinasabi nito, it gives a stable arc and RAC to strike and to strike. Produce a very small bead with a readily detachable slug covering. Has a little sputtering but low penetration weld. So that is the rotile electrode. The next is we have cellulosic electrode. Highly penetrating spray type of arc. Fast bracing metal and thin brittle slug. The basic low hydrogen electrode. This type of electrode is preferred when welding medium and thick steel plate that requires the high strength, high welding quality, and high crack resistance. Basic electrodes are mainly used in heavy machinery and equipment industries such as shipbuilding, boiler and pressure vessel, and steel construction subjected to dynamic load. Then another one, we have the iron powder electrode. Exhibit in high melting rate, deep penetration, and minimum sputter loss. So, according to American Welding Society classifications of arc welding electrodes, let's say 6 to 10. That is the DC reverse polarity or tinatawag nilang cellulosic. 6 to 11, AC or DC reverse polarity, cellulosic din siya. Then 6 to 12, is DC or straight polarity or AC, that is the rotile. Then 6015 is DC reverse polarity, iron powder. Then 7018, AC or DC reverse polarity, that is the low hydrogen siya, yung mga ginagamit sa shipbuilding. Okay, so some of the most common electrode use, the 6010, designed to be used with DCRP or direct current reverse polarity, electrode positive, deep penetration, good metal transfer, and vertical and overhead position. Commonly used for welding pressure vessel, pipe and shipyard and repair work. The 6011, designed to be used with DCRP, electrode positive, but can be used on AC, all position less penetration than 6010. Has more sputters during welding. Material choice for galvanized steel and for rusty and oil steel and maintenance and repair work. So 6011 ang karaniwang ginagamit lalo sa mga galvanized steel or rusty steel. The next is 6013, to be designed to be used with AC or DC either polarity. If has a swallow pointer action and sputter is exceedingly low, it can be minimized in all positions, a good electrode for vertical and down welding. 7014, designed for high-speed welding, all position and AC or DC either polarity. It is an iron powder electrode with a smooth arc transfer, 7014. Then the last one is we have the 7018, designed to be used with the AC or DC reverse polarity or electrode positive. They have a low hydrogen base flux with iron powder added. It has a moderate penetration and build up. These rods are very susceptible to moisture, which may lead to weld porosity, commonly used for pipe, heavily sections or of plate, boiler work, and low temperature equipment. So that is the 7018. Thank you for watching. Please watch my next lesson for you to enhance your skills and knowledge in welding. Please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. But before you do that, make sure you are logged in into your account. Thank you.